For RotoExperts.com, I'm Nate Pigott with this Fantasy Premier League update. On Monday on Roto Radio Soccer Edition, we talked about the ways we are changing our Premier League coverage at RotoExperts.com. We're giving you more information in the beginning of the week, including a review, a preview, and rankings for the upcoming game week. That'll help you prepare early in the week, and then later in the week, we're going to hit you up with videos like this one to give you the latest news, updates, and information from around the league. And let's start right now with Wayne Rooney. It looks like Rooney is now claiming that his ankle is not a problem. Although many people thought Rooney was struggling with an ankle injury, he said it's been 100% throughout the season. So now the question is, what has caused him to struggle? Normally, in a game where Manchester United host West Bromwich Albion, as they do in game week 8, Rooney would be an excellent fantasy start and a probable fantasy captain candidate, but leave him out of your lineups this week. Go instead with Dimitar Berbatov. Berbatov number 2 in our rankings for this weekend, just behind Didier Drogba. He's been excellent at home. Get him in your lineups. And if you're looking for a sleeper to slide in there instead of Wayne Rooney, look at Nicholas Bentner returning to Arsenal. Even though Arsenal is unlikely to have Cesc Fabregas for the weekend, Bentner is an excellent play. They still have Samir Nasri, Andre Arshavin, Bentner a sleeper. Not many other people will start him in fantasy, making his value even that much higher. Moving on to a guy who is returning as well, that's Fernando Torres, coming back in time for the Merseyside derby at Everton. Still, I don't like many Liverpool players outside of Steven Gerrard. Torres, coming off an injury, wasn't in form before the injury. I don't like him coming back, going to Everton, the way Liverpool's been playing. They're battling to get out of the relegation zone. Don't start Torres, even though he's back. He wasn't in my rankings at the beginning of the week, and he will not be in my rankings now. Moving forward, another player whose status is in doubt this weekend, that's Darren Bent for Sunderland. Bent picked up a groin injury midweek against Montenegro. I had him in my top 5 forwards for this week. Move him out. Don't give Bent the start. His questionable status is a little bit scary. He could play, he could score, but it's not worth the risk. There's other options out there. Look at Tevez, Berbatov, look at Drogba. Even a guy like Bentner, get in for Bent, who is not healthy right now and should be avoided this week. Another player to be avoided, Peter Odemwingie. His status in doubt for the match for West Bromwich Albion's match at Manchester United. Odemwingie is my salary saver of the week. Move him out of your lineup. He's not worth the start this week. He's got a knee injury. Teammate Jerome Thomas also is likely to miss the game with an injury. So the back line of Manchester United and Edwin van der Sar looking that much more attractive as fantasy options, more likely to pick up a clean sheet, get clean sheet points for this week. Start them. Moving on to the final player for game week 8 to talk about, John Terry. He did not play for England. We talked about it earlier in the week on Soccer Edition. Didn't play. His status is questionable right now for Chelsea. If he does not play, look for Jose Bosingwa to make his debut for Chelsea. And Bosingwa 2 years ago was an excellent fantasy option. Scored twice, picked up 4 fantasy assists. He's a player like Ashley Cole who gets forward for Chelsea, does a lot of things offensively, a great forward, and an excellent fantasy option. I think if Bosingwa's healthy and when he's fully healthy, he should definitely be picked up. For more fantasy football advice, and more fantasy football advice of any kind, baseball, basketball, hockey, we have it all at RotoExperts.com. It's your one-stop shop for fantasy advice. We do as much as we can to cover the Premier League. You're going to want to keep checking out our videos, our weekly rankings every week. It's an excellent place to go. Get your fantasy information to help you set your fantasy Premier League lineup. I'm Nate Pigott, and until next week, good luck.